Are you ready? If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya. What's up? I'm awesome. Hello, ladies. Hey, ladies. Hey, really? Really? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yowie, wowie. Like mom. Baby. It's true. Believe that.
Somebody call the gobbledygooker because it's Thanksgiving. It's a day to be thankful, and what I'm most thankful for is the 2 Words podcast that you're listening to right now. And our 2 words on our 2 words today, 2 words on our 2 words,
Our two
the
words.
2 words for the 2 words,
2 words that we got for you two today.
are giving thanks. We're talking about all the things that we are currently thankful for in professional wrestling, which, to be perfectly honest, is not quite our modus operandi. We don't normally we spend a little more time in the negative sometimes.
We do gripe a bit.
We gripe a bit, but if you can't gripe with your friends on a public podcast, where can you gripe?
You did say the word currently in your sentence. Most of my stuff's not all that current.
So most of my stuff is pretty current, but it's a good dichotomy.
My idea
here.
was the things about wrestling that I'm thankful for, kind of my whole span of watching. But if we interpreted it different, that's all right.
That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. So I'm going to give my thanks. Matt's going to give his thanks. But first, hey, yo, we don't have a hey, yo news segment.
Because we're recording this early.
We're recording this a little bit early. We didn't have to tell you that, but we are. And I'm thankful because, and you can be thankful for that. We've got a break coming up. This is our season 6 finale. 6 seasons of this, and I say this every time, but I can't believe y'all are still listening. And as far as I'm aware, we're picked up for a 7th season.
We are, indeed.
As long as everybody is agreeable. You can't stop me from recording it anyway.
Our budget is 0 already, so you can't run us out of business.
Sometimes I do feel like this is like y'all's version of Creed thoughts for me. It's like I just opened up a Word document and just kind of let him.
Even for the internet.
This does even
some of
for the
the
internet.
episodes he makes are
pretty intense.
Pretty intense.
We're going to be talking about what we want to see during this break, what we hope kind of happens over the next few months, and then we're going to be back in February, just in time for just after the Royal Rumble, probably.
Right, just after the Royal Rumble, on the road to WrestleMania at that point.
Yes, we will be hitting the road.
So exciting.
So exciting. A couple of things that I'd like to see. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Why don't you do, because you had 4 smaller things,
yeah,
right?
I have a few
And then I
things.
have one big thing.
Yeah.
So why don't you do 2 of yours, and then I'll do mine, then you wrap up?
So first, I want to see the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns storyline get serious or get gone. Like either finish it or don't. Just let it do something else, because I already have plans for Cody Rhodes' next thing, and Roman Reigns is not a part of them.
Not a part of that.
I know that Triple H is like secretly retired, quietly retired, but I think that Cody Rhodes retiring Triple H at WrestleMania would be
That would be beautiful.
the most beautiful portion of that story. Like, it would just be, I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You know, maybe John Cena, but probably not. I love that. And they do a beautiful like AEW storyline. There's a chair and a bunch of chairs get smashed. And I don't know. And then it's not to say that I don't want to see the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns storyline, but like either do it or don't.
Yeah, poop or get off the pot.
Exactly. Like just be done with it. And give Cody Rhodes the championship. I feel like we don't even need Roman Reigns to quote unquote defend his championship at any more pay-per-views because we're done assuming that he's going to lose until WrestleMania. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I'd like to see that. I would also like to see the brands actually split. There's too much crossover. There's too much, Becky Lynch being the NXT Women's Champion. Like, we have brands. We had a brand split, and I felt like that brand split meant something, especially when it came to Survivor Series. That's, 90% of the reason why you have a brand split. And then you're just like, yeah, it's a brand split, and we have a draft, but
yeah, it's a bit like watching MCU movies. It's like you can watch just the ones with your favorite character, but then you're going to miss. Yeah. Like if I just watch the Iron Man movies, I'm missing 60% of Tony Stark's story.
Yeah.
And so, like especially when you go to when you add in NXT.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you've got a main roster person and now I have to watch NXT, I don't want to watch NXT. NXT's fine, but I don't want to watch it every week just to see what's happening with this character that I love.
Yeah. I don't want to see. What's your big thing?
All right, here's my big thing. It goes a little bit against your Cody Rhodes thing.
Okay.
All right, but this is what I hope is actually happening. So John Cena has come back for this nice little run that presumably wrapped up with his loss to Solo Sikoa at Crown Jewel. Okay. And he's been like hinting at, but then kind of taking it back and then hinting again and kind of taking it back that he's retiring. But John Cena is also being referred to at every match by Michael Cole as the greatest of all time. That's happened.
True.
Okay. Every appearance. Greatest of all time. You are correct. When we talked about John Cena a couple weeks ago, 16-time, he's tied with Ric Flair. Okay. I think they're setting us up for a swerve here.
Swerve.
Okay. And this is kind of really what I want to hope. So the rumor has it The Rock's still not going to be down for WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
Rock's not going to be ready for WrestleMania XL.
He said so on the Pat McAfee show.
So if Rock versus Roman Reigns isn't happening this year, it shouldn't happen. Just be done with that. Get that idea out of the brain.
Yeah.
It should be John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
I think that's a great idea.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking John Cena, gone, out. I don't know if he's showing up. At the point that we're recording this, I don't know if he showed up to give like a farewell thing on SmackDown or whatever. He might have. But let the first couple shows after Crown Jewel be Roman Reigns basically bragging that the bloodline ended John Cena's career, whatever. And then we just don't see John Cena. John Cena's gone. We don't mention him. WWE moves him to the alumni section. There's no YouTube clips or anything of John Cena going up from previous, matches, previous years. We get dead silence on John Cena for a couple months.
Okay.
Then number 30 at the Royal Rumble. John 30? Cena comes in, cleans house,
gonna say it, man.
Says, I ain't done yet. I still got one more thing I need to do. And then he challenges Roman Reigns to the match at WrestleMania, and they have a big, Rock versus Cena type, once in a lifetime, but for real this time, kind of match to end WrestleMania XL. I feel like that's the biggest match that you can do right now for a pay-per-view like this.
Yeah.
And still have Roman Reigns win. Roman Reigns wins. John Cena does not break Ric Flair's record. And that's what the match is. It's career versus record, essentially.
Yeah.
Like you either break the record or you're done.
Yeah.
And then and Roman Reigns' ultimate thing, he really does retire John Cena. He carries the title for the couple more months that he needs to break Hulk Hogan's record. But yeah, he's going to keep it for another year. And that's when then I hope that year after WrestleMania, from WrestleMania 40 to WrestleMania 41, it's all about Cody Rhodes actually building up to this is it. This is when we're finishing the story again.
Yeah. Like
we build that whole year. And we see the bloodline absolutely crumble little by little. We see the Usos get back together away from Roman Reigns. We see Solo Sikoa finally pull the trigger, say, I can't, work for you anymore at some point. And then it's just for a long time, just Roman and Paul Heyman, and then I think the last month before WrestleMania, Roman's pushing it too far with Paul Heyman even. And literally the SmackDown before WrestleMania, Paul Heyman places the title down and says, it's been a pleasure to serve you, my tribal chief, and walks out.
Going
and
alone.
he's gone. And so now WrestleMania 41 is Roman Reigns with absolutely nobody in his corner.
Yeah.
He has ruined his entire tribe. He's the tribal chief of no one anymore.
Yeah.
And there's no one that's going to come in and interfere and save him. And he loses cleanly to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
That's the progression I want to see with Roman Reigns.
I think that's great because I feel like for a WrestleMania that is literally being called WrestleMania XL, like you've done nothing to make me feel like it's going to be that way.
Right. And I'm not sure they know even now what is going to be happening at this pay-per-view.
Like because for me, I mean, I'd be putting a Roman Reigns program together or a Cody Rhodes program together, like starting in January. Yeah. Starting right now.
I don't think it's going to be this year. Even with The Rock out, I don't think it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And I feel like if we even started it right now at this point, it's not enough time to make it the emotional moment you want it to be. Mm-hmm. But the John Cena thing that he's been building for the last few months could. Because if he makes us think, he's done. Mm-hmm. He lost again. He hasn't won. They hyped up so much. He hasn't won a match in months, years, since 2015. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Long time. He hasn't won a match since he left, a singles match. And to have him just come back and suddenly win the Royal Rumble out of nowhere when no one is expecting him, it would be the most beautiful thing. So that's the main thing I want to see. That's the start, the catalyst at Royal Rumble. I want John Cena to come back and win the whole thing.
I think that's beautiful. That's a beautiful idea. And I wouldn't even be mad. Like, I think like you could have some fun with it. Have him come back in that 2008 Royal Rumble gear that he had. I mean, like, this is the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
He came back from injury there.
That's right. That was a good moment, too.
I love... Because there have been moments where it's like, okay, well, John Cena... Years ago, John Cena had gotten hurt. And it was like, okay, John Cena's going to do some rehab. He's going to be out for, 6 months or whatever. 6 months, right around the time of Royal Rumble. Like, he could be a surprise entrant. That could be really cool. But, with all this WrestleMania, man, we're just not... I don't feel like we're prepping for something amazing.
Let's hope that that's just them being really good at keeping secrets.
Here's hoping. Fingers crossed.
Every now and then they pull that off.
I don't know. So I want to see two more things over the next 2 months. One, I would really like to see the Edge and Christian story get started and come full circle.
I would like that.
I want them to have, some singles matches where they really beat up on each other and they put together these great programs. And then right after that, you have this moment where, one of them beats the other. I'm assuming it'd probably be Edge beats Christian. And like the Matt Hardy video game thing, like, hey, I know we've had our differences, but let's be tag team partners now. But like they have a reason. It's like, you know what, man, we were on top. We were the greatest. And then they took it all away from us and it's our turn to take it back. And then they go on this tag run where they beat every tag team champion in every promotion they can get their hands on. Like,
I'm getting goosebumps.
They're the tag team belt collectors and they've got 16 belts. There's 8 belts on each hand, and they're just making it happen.
Sounds so good.
I would love to see something like that because and if I'm at AEW and I don't have somebody hired specifically just to work on this storyline, like you're doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing to me from the outside looking in that's more important to your company than Edge and Christian.
I agree.
Make it happen.
Love it.
Make it happen. And finally, I would also like to see another season of Wrestlers get greenlit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if it's OVW, although I wouldn't mind it being
kind of want it to
OVW.
be OVW.
Make it about NWA. Make it about
Yeah, we can do that.
If they could just agree not to, do drugs.
doing fake
Doing
cocaine.
fake drugs.
Doesn't want to get in trouble for doing drugs.
Doing drugs. Like NWA, even if you could do like an Impact would be kind of cool to see, like put them, New Japan, go out there. I don't, but that style and follow a different promotion every season. I don't care. Just
That would be fun.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. And six episodes a year, just following somebody to their big pay-per-view. That's enough for me. I'm down with that.
I like that.
Well, we're thankful for these ideas, and we're thankful that even if they don't happen, which they probably won't, we are thankful that we have hope, I suppose.
I think we've made it pretty clear over the last 6 seasons that we have great creative ideas, and they should hire us.
I think,
And they just don't.
yeah. I don't know why.
I don't think they're listening.
They are
should
listening.
be.
They have to be listening. All right, everybody listening, I need you to go find our best idea, and I need y'all to spam every employee at the WWE. Like, go to their employee page, copy and paste their emails into an Excel file, and just everybody all at once.
They can't ignore us all.
They can, and they probably will.
They can and will.
When we come back, we're going to be getting extra thankful on this Thanksgiving Day. So keep it here.
Today in Nerd History.
Today's date is November 24th. In 1993, Mrs. Doubtfire released in theaters. This is a comedy drama film about a divorced father who disguises himself as a female nanny to spend more time with his children. In 1999, Toy Story 2 released in theaters. This is a movie about a cowboy toy named Woody who gets kidnapped by a collector and his friends who try to rescue him from being sold to a museum in Japan. Also in 1999, Diddy Kong Racing released on the Nintendo 64. This game lets you race with cars, hovercrafts, and airplanes in a tropical island against a wicked pig wizard. In 2010, Tangled released in theaters. This is a movie about a princess with magical hair who escapes from a tower with the help of a thief and discovers the world and her true identity. In 2021, Encanto released in theaters. This animated musical film is about Maribel, a girl who has no magic in a family of gifted people, and her quest to save their enchanted house and candle from losing their power. Also in 2021, 8-Bit Christmas released on HBO Max. This comedy film is based on a novel by Kevin Jakubowski, starring Neil Patrick Harris as a boy who wants a Nintendo for Christmas. This film follows his quest to get one, involving his friends, family, and a rival, and his later realization of the importance of the season. And also in 2021, Hawkeye premiered on Disney+. This series follows the adventures of Clint Barton, a former Avenger and Master Archer, and Kate Bishop, a young Hawkeye fan and skilled archer, as they team up to stop a criminal conspiracy and get back to their families in time for Christmas. For more nerdy facts about these entries, visit lovethynerd.com/nerdhistory.
And welcome back to the Two Words Podcast, our extra special Thanksgiving Day special. And we are giving thanks. How many times can I say thanks?
No, you said special 3 times.
Special.
Our special, extra special,
our special.
Thanksgiving special.
It's a special. Yeah. Our special gravy-covered special. We hope you're having a great Thanksgiving Day. And we just kind of wanted to...
If you're listening to us on Thanksgiving, you're probably not. You're probably looking for an escape. And we're happy to be that for you.
Or it's like the end of the day and you're just shoved full of food And yeah, no, I get that.
I can't even open my eyes. All I can do is listen. All right, here we go.
Listen to Radio Matt and John. But so we've each got our own list of things we are thankful for about wrestling. And Radio Matt, you take it away. What are you thankful for?
Yeah. So, like we said, it looks like John and I kind of answered this list question a little differently. So most of my stuff is stuff in the past that has kept me loving wrestling. That stuff that either made me help me fall in love with it at the beginning, or stuff that has just kept me going.
Yeah.
So first of all, the easiest one to say is just the Attitude Era in general. But both for WWE and WCW, like that era of professional wrestling, still unmatched. Can't even get there with the AEW rivalry right now. It's just, that was so good. The head-to-head time where they were both just pulling out all the stops. They started doing stuff so amazing. They didn't even do that stuff at pay-per-views, and they were doing it weekly, on the Monday night shows. Those kind of things were just out of the realm of what they had done previously, pulled out all the stops. It was good. Secondly, specifically, the Austin versus McMahon story, which I kind of talked about last week. I won't dive into it too deep, but like it was just such a good storyline.
Yeah.
That again, I mentioned that I didn't even have a job or a boss yet when I was watching that, but I connected so well with that story. It was so beautiful. Number 3 on the list is Mick Foley. Just Mick Foley.
I'm just thankful.
Everything about Mick Foley,
Mick.
everything he's ever done and continues to do. Thank you, Mick Foley. I am grateful that even though it's scripted, it's still unpredictable. And that every so often, a huge surprise will knock me off my feet. Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania main event and winning, the heist of the century. The Hardy Boys returning to win the tag titles after having just won every other tag title from every other promotion.
That was surprising.
And never thinking they'd finish the Expedition of Gold in WWE. And how John ruined that for all of us at his house when we were watching it. With his terrible internet.
My bad.
Shane McMahon even returning to confront Vince after 12 years away from the company a couple years ago. How surprising that was, and the biggest pop I'd ever heard on Raw during this time. That was beautiful. The day Vince announced that he had just bought WCW. I watched that episode as it happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I was popping off. Those kind of unpredictable moments, which are kind of few and far between, but they kind of have to be.
Yeah.
Are just, that's the.
Especially when you can keep a good
kiss.
secret nowadays.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
To keep a good secret. And they do it every now and then. I like that wrestlers wrestle because they love it and it shows. Like, wrestling is not a money thing. Most probably don't get paid enough at all, in the WWE, especially since they have to pay for their own travel and lodging and all that kind of stuff while they're going all around the country and the world. And the schedule is brutal. They're doing the shows, but they're also doing live shows almost every day. It's brutal stuff, but they do it because they love it. Like, it's just it's a different beast when you can tell that the people who are doing this love what they do. Mm-hmm. And that makes me love it all the more. Number 6, Ric Flair's retirement match at WrestleMania 24 between Shawn Michaels.
Thankful for.
Had me in tears. First time I legit cried watching wrestling.
So sad.
And now Ric Flair's back. Yay. He cleared to wrestle in AEW. Oh, Lord. He really is going to die in the ring. It's going to happen.
Wow.
He said he wants to go out that way. It's going to happen.
Just dying in the ring, just collapsing.
Yeah, just like literally, he's going to get a power bomb or something that's just going to like heart done.
Well, that mushroom elixir that he's got is going to make him live forever.
I love number 7 here, Undertaker's streak. And I love that WWE broke the last match tradition for him. Because traditionally, you lose on your way out. You lose your last match. And they let Undertaker, who was the loyalist that never left, despite being offered buco bucks at WCW, the workhorse of the WWE for like 3 generations of superstars. Like, he deserved it. If anyone deserved to win their last match, it was him. Yeah. And I hope it's his last match. Let's keep it out there. But that was beautiful.
I can't do that again.
Right. I can't do this again. Number 8, Degeneration X. It was childish. It was stupid. But it's what hooked me when I was a young teenager. Like the DX stuff.
Yeah.
I've even loved all of their returns as they've gotten older and stupider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's always fun. It's always a fun time. Their entrance song alone when they're coming in and they're hurling the glow sticks and all this, riding in on tanks or whatever, it's always fun. Always a fun time. Always gives me the goosebumps.
It's the best.
Love it. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, 2 WrestleManias in a row, bringing 2 of the greatest matches of all time between my 2 top favorite wrestlers of all time. Shawn Michaels coming out as like the anti-Undertaker in the white trench coat, white cowboy hat coming down from the sky.
The best.
So good, guys. Remember when WrestleMania entrances were just dope all the time?
Oh my gosh.
Gosh. All right. And my number one thing that I am thankful for about wrestling is the Royal Rumble. Even a bad Royal Rumble is better than most pay-per-views, most matches through the whole year.
Yeah.
The length of it, the surprise nature of it, the never knowing what's going to happen, and occasionally the really big like debut or return or whatever. It's just it's nonstop anticipation for an hour. Like it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Anything can happen during the Royal Rumble. I like Royal Rumble more than WrestleMania. I would miss WrestleMania before I missed Royal Rumble.
That's fair.
WrestleMania is close second.
Yeah.
Because WrestleMania is a spectacle.
Yeah.
But that Royal Rumble is what I'm here for. I'm not going to miss
Royal Rumble. A good Royal Rumble sets up a great WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
I mean, it begins that road. So I think that's good. What's a good list? I like that list.
I appreciate it.
I'm thankful for all of those things as well. So we can just end the show now, I guess.
That's cheating.
That's it. I'm ditto. That was the end. When we come back, we've got my list of thankfulness, and so keep it here.
Hey everyone, I'm Chris Shadowin, and this is Reviews of the Nerds. Today I'm reviewing the short animated feature, Peter and the Wolf. Peter and the Wolf was originally created by Russian composer Sergei Prokofiev in 1936 as a symphonic fairy tale for children consisting of orchestral music and narration. Then 10 years later, Disney adapted it into an animated short. Now it has been adapted again into a more modern retelling of Peter and the Wolf. Based on drawings and concepts by Bono, yes, that Bono, this adaptation of Peter and the Wolf tells a slightly different story than the original. The story is told through animation set over real set pieces. It only uses 3 colors, red, black, and white, which makes for some really striking imagery. The way that all the elements come together make for some of the coolest animation I've ever seen. If you are a fan of Bono, creative storytelling, or the original Peter and the Wolf, you will enjoy this. I watched this with my kids and they enjoyed it. However, when I first saw it, I immediately texted my friend because I knew that he'd like the animation and the story. Even though the main story is pretty straightforward, dealing with being brave in the face of fears, there is some surprising depth here watching a boy deal with the loss of his mother due to cancer. And while that sounds really heavy, that part completely eluded my kids because it's more subtle than overt. See, I grew up listening and watching Peter and the Wolf, so I was a bit worried of what a modern version might do to my childhood memories. However, when the musical themes for the different characters came on, it was amazing to me that I could still hum along to the music despite not having heard it for maybe 20 years. I was blown away by the animation and the style of this movie, but I rewatched parts of it to catch some of the layers to the story. Themes like bravery, overcoming fear, compassion, and learning to cope with loss all come through in this 30-minute cartoon. But the manner in which it helps normalize death will be helpful for children who may be going through a tough time with the loss of a loved one. For all those reasons, I highly recommend watching this. It is currently available to stream on Max. I'm Chris Shadowin, and remember, beware. for wolves come in many disguises. And for a deeper dive into media and worldview, you can check out my podcast by searching for Worldview Finder on the YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes.
And welcome back to the 2 Words Thanksgiving Day special, the specialist special that ever thankfully specialed. Yeah. And last segment, Radio Mag gave his thankfulness, the things he's thankful for, and so now it is time for the things that I am thankful for. And I'm more thankful. I approach this list with more things I'm currently thankful about because I feel like I do a lot of trashing of the product.
Gotcha.
And comparing the product to the days of old, and but really, I'm thankful for so many things. The first thing I'm thankful for is things like the WWE Network making this catalog of expansiveness so that I really can go back and watch all of those things. I missed a lot of wrestling growing up. And so to be able to go back and watch them, and like even now, we talked about surprises last time, even knowing the things that happened, I'm still watching them. I'm like, man, this was this was huge. I can't, I love every moment of it because I became a wrestling fan like 3 months after Edge's last match. And that just infuriates me sometimes.
Yeah, it is nice. They released DVDs of like all the big pay-per-views before. They did like anthologies of like every Royal Rumble up to a certain point. It is nice to have the ability now to I can just go watch every WrestleMania one right after the other. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And see how those have progressed. That's amazing. I am also thankful. Number 2 on my list. I'm thankful for comebacks. For Edge's comeback, for Daniel Bryan's comeback. I'm even thankful for CM Punk's comeback because I think that.
Too much turkey.
I'm too thankful. I'm too thankful on this Thanksgiving Day. They've given us opportunities to say either, yes, we really did miss this person, or, we really didn't miss them nearly as much as we thought we did. Like when CM Punk came back, everybody's like, yes, CM Punk's finally back. And then 6 months later, it was like, he could leave again.
It's like we've been chanting CM Punk for years. You're like, you know what? Maybe we were wrong.
Maybe we didn't want to see something like that. But, those comebacks and being able to see something that we used to love kind of return back in some sort of fashion. That's so awesome to me. Number 3 on my list, I am thankful that wrestling seems to be listening to the people. Yeah. Right now, if you're a wrestling fan, it's so much easier to feel like your voice is being heard. Because it seemed like so long, they tried to make it sound like they were listening to you, and they really weren't.
Even like when they all came out one day on TV and said, we're going to listen to the fans.
Yeah, that was, and then they just stopped. And we were at a live show one time, and they did text this number and give us what you want to see. Do you want to see, this match between these guys or this match between these guys? And then they 3 minutes later put up the graphic to show who was the winner when they were still going to be accepting texts for an hour and a half.
Wow.
You obviously aren't listening to anybody, not even these live shows. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So it seems like, though, with and in some senses, no, they didn't listen to us about Roman Reigns, but thankfully they, we want to see more of the NXT talent. They're showing us more of the NXT talent. They're bringing in more call-ups. They're taking out, some of the guys who they, were trying to shove down our throats. And I'm very, very thankful for that. Number 4, I think number 4 thing I'm thankful for. Yeah. Yeah. I am thankful for yeah. I just can't be. I mean, like, it's a phenomenon.
It's gonna last longer than LA Knight does. Everybody's doing that now.
I just walk around my house. Yeah. I've got my daughter doing it. I'll be like, Ellie, what's up? I said, you want to go to bed? She'll go, yeah. I'm like, yes. I love this. I am thankful for yeah. Number 5, Cinco. I am thankful that competition has returned to wrestling.
Mm-hmm. It's always a good thing.
And it seems like it's not even 2 companies competing. Like, every company is competing. And I think that that's really, really good. I think it's one of the reasons why wrestling is listened to people so much more recently, because now they've gone, oh, we have to listen to people. Like, we have to give people what they want. We can't care about whatever we want anymore. Like, we have to give people what they want. Number 6, I'm thankful for the amount of wrestling that's just so easily accessible anymore. Like, you go to YouTube and you can watch all of Wrestle Kingdom. You can watch the G1 tournament. You can watch all of the AEW stuff and the Ring of Honor stuff. And, you know, I said a couple weeks ago on our last podcast, you know, a couple of years ago, nobody knew who Joey Janela and Will Ospreay was. Mm-hmm. Now, when those guys show up to an event, it is an event. Like, and people know who these people, and, you know, more wrestlers being showcased is never a bad thing. You know, before AEW showed up, most people didn't know who Kenny Omega was.
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh my goodness, there's other guys out there and they're better. They're more talented than the guys we've been watching. Like, and so, you know, I'm just thankful we live in this world where, like, we've just got so much wrestling we've got more wrestling than is possible to consume. Mm-hmm. Like, that's amazing. Number 7, I am thankful for Logan Paul and Bad Bunny.
Golly.
Because
who'd have thunk that, right?
For a couple of reasons.
Goodness.
One, proving that, you know, celebrities coming in is not always going to be bad for the product.
Yeah.
You know, when they were doing it in WCW, like, Jay Leno was on an episode of WCW.
Jay Leno and Kevin Eubanks were in a match.
With Hulk Hogan. Like, it was just so...
Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah. Dennis Rodman, like... and it's always been bad. Yeah. You know? But guys like Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, not only have they come in and they've done it at a respectfully good and like respectfully good. Like, they've done it in a way that shows that they give a crap, but they're also like introducing more people to the world of wrestling, and giving more putting more eyes on this product. Because I've said before, you know, I've said since the beginning of this podcast, I always feel like wrestling fans are the ostracized nerds. Like, you can be into Dungeons and Dragons and commit your life to World of Warcraft and Pokemon Go, but the minute you say you're a wrestling fan, you are the weirdo in the room.
This reminds me of that TikTok of that, like, you see the man on the street kind of thing. They're asking a woman, like, what's your biggest ick for a guy? She's like, if he's like, you know, wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we are the weird, you know. Yeah. We are told by other people who know Klingon in Klingon how nerdy we are.
You know, it's all fake, right?
You know it's all
and
fake.
Klingon's real.
Yeah.
Like Star Trek, that's all based on scientific fact.
You know, Shatner doesn't really karate chop people in half like that. That's not. Although I will say, I saw William Shatner at a live event, not a wrestling event, obviously, but he was doing a live, like, Wrath of Khan event in Lubbock, and he's 93, and he was talking about like, oh yeah, I fell off a horse a couple of months ago. I'm like, and you're moving?
You're alive?
You're alive? If I fell off a horse, I'm 32. If I fell off a horse, I would be liquid. Like,
I'd be in a bucket right now.
I'd be done. Number, what is it? 8?
How many you got left?
I think I have 3 more things.
So yeah.
I am thankful we haven't had to do a movie gimmick in a while. 'Cause I hate movie gimmicks.
What are you talking about?
Like when they did the whole like who stole Vince McMahon's golden egg, which they never answered, by the way.
That was weird.
They're always like, this match brought to you by Fast and Furious 19.
It was red. It was red.
It was Red Notice, I think.
That's what it was. Yeah.
He had this golden egg. Someone stole it, and then we just never talked about it again.
I think it got brought up on TV one more time after that, and then
Like-
we were gone.
This is. I'm just thankful we don't have to do that anymore.
You just wait. You just wait till the WrestleMania Cinnamon Toast Crunch Who Stole My Bowl promotion they're going to be
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forget they are doing that. I'm not thankful for that.
doing. The sponsored matches. Those were weird.
Oh. Because listen, unless it's somebody in a Cinnamon Toast Crunch costume wrestling Toucan Sam, that's not what I want.
Which is the superior brand. I need to know.
It's a Royal Rumble between Captain Crunch, Toucan Sam, and
The Cinemojis.
yeah, exactly. The Flintstones, Fruity Pebbles, and stuff. Whatever. I don't get it. What? And then I don't know if I said that was 8. I think that was 9.
Yeah, you said. Oh, okay. Is this your last one then?
I think this is my last one. We'll say this is number 10. Don't correct me.
Do you have the list in front of you?
I do, but there was one blank, and I added one in there, and I think that's where I added it in, and now I'm here.
Okay.
Let me look through my list. Oh no, this is number 9. This is number 9. Okay. Sorry, I skipped over one on accident. So I am thankful that I feel like there is enough product to fill a 2-night premium live event.
You know what? I thought that this last WrestleMania, because we've hated it since inception.
Yeah, because its inception was bad.
Right. We understood it for 2020.
Yeah.
Because no crowd, no Thunderdome, no noise.
Yeah.
It would be a long 7 hours. We understood that. But keeping it afterwards, we're like, ugh, gross. No.
Yeah.
One long one, please. But I agree. Like this last year, it really felt like, yeah, this makes sense.
We got 2 good 4-hour shows out of it. Would I still prefer it to be 1?
Probably.
I feel like I still would prefer it to be 1.
Probably.
But I'm at least thankful that like I'm intrigued enough for 2 nights.
Yeah,
that I can do a Saturday and Sunday night.
Yeah.
To me, that's
We got to have the dual Stone Cold thing.
yeah.
We had the match the first night, and then he got to go out there and do a thing with Vince McMahon the second night. It felt good.
It did.
It felt good.
Great. It felt great. So I'm very thankful for that. And finally, number 10, I am thankful for the 2 Words community.
Ooh.
I am thankful for the 2 Words community and Radio Matt and just this whole podcast for giving me and Matt the opportunity to come in here for an hour and just spew garbage out of our mouth. I mean, just be
mark
dumb.
out.
But just mark out and be nerds and be because I can't do this with other people in my life. Like this is not something that is generally like okay. And so
At least your wife kind of likes wrestling. Maybe not to the level that we do, but I mean, she's a
but
fan.
she's interested enough.
Phaedra tried. She tried so hard when we were dating.
Yeah.
Like, she watched for almost a whole year every Monday Night Raw with me.
Yeah. She came to what is it, Backlash or something?
She came to this last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Was it Backlash?
I think it was Backlash.
No, that's after WrestleMania. That's WrestleMania Backlash. Whatever this last pay-per-view was.
Payback? Payback?
Payback.
Something like that.
And she was all right with it. It was more
Yeah.
hanging out with you.
Yeah, well,
and seeing your
that's
daughter
fair.
again.
That's very well. I mean, who doesn't want to see my daughter? But never forget to the Two Words universe out there. We are incredibly thankful for you guys, and we don't take these sort of things for granted. That there's still people after 6 seasons of this that are listening. Like, it's crazy to me. So that's what we're thankful for. If you want, head on over to our socials at 2WordsLTN and let us know what you're thankful for about wrestling. And if it's us, that'd be nice, but it doesn't have to be. We know in your hearts that you're thankful for us. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and if you're listening to this after Thanksgiving, which you probably are, I'm not so arrogant as to believe that you took time away from your Thanksgiving and your family to listen to me. But if you did, I'm thankful for you listening right now.
Extra
I'm
thanks.
listening. I give extra thanks. Pour out a little extra gravy and some cranberry sauce for me. Well, that's our show and that's our season, and we should be back sometime right around the beginning of February. Started off with the road to WrestleMania. It'll be a lot of fun, but until then, my name's John, his name's Matt, and if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.